Assalamu alaikum. This is our first online lecture form of governments. So दुनिया में डिफरेंट फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट्स हैं और हिस्ट्री में डिफरेंट एरियाज़ में, रीजन्स में, कॉन्टिनेंट्स में डिफरेंट डेवलपमेंट्स की वजह से ये गवर्नमेंट्स आई हैं और इन सब गवर्नमेंट्स को जो कि स्टेट्स में एग्जिस्ट करती हैं, इनको वन बाय वन हम डिटेल में डिस्कस करेंगे। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैं गवर्नमेंट की डेफिनेशन यहाँ पे एक्सप्लेन करूँगा। गवर्नमेंट मीन्स दोज हु हैव अथॉरिटी और कंट्रोल ओवर अदर्स। और फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट्स में देयर आर मैनी गवर्नमेंट्स like theocracy, anarchy, communist, democracy, dictatorship, monarchy, ये सारी फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट्स है जो अभी हम वन बाय वन इसको डिस्कस करेंगे। सबसे पहले मोनार्की। In monarchy setup, all the powers are in the hand of one person, and we can give the example like king or emperor. And in monarchy, the power is shifted from father to his son, and in monarchy no one can come in power other than the family, a member of the rulers. और जैसे इसमें हम मेन एग्जांपल देंगे आपको सऊदी अरब की। सऊदी अरब में मतलब सिंस देयर इंडिपेंडेंस दे आर हैविंग दिस मोनार्की सिस्टम इन देयर कंट्री, एंड जो रूल कर रही है सऊदी अरब को वो अल सऊद फैमिली है। अच्छा, उसके बाद इसमें जैसे मोनार्की में देयर इज़ नो फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच, द मीडिया इज़ नॉट इंडिपेंडेंट, नो वन कैन रेज अ वॉइस अगेंस्ट द गवर्नमेंट, people cannot write openly against the government in monarchy, and if there is any uprising against the government they are being crushed. तो अब हम आते हैं डिक्टेटरशिप पे। even in dictatorship, as like monarchy, the government is under the control of one person, and the dictator is someone who come in power by force or by toppling the government, or by some covert operation. And these people who had come in power, they have come either from military or from police or any forces. So they don't have any limit of power. They can go to any extent and In this regard, the main example is नाजी जर्मन एडोल्फ हिटलर, उसके बाद सदाम हुसैन इराक में, and we can see that how Adolf Hitler has killed people in World War II, how brutally he butchered different segment of the societies because he was having no limits of power. He was all in all the powers were vested in him. And even about Saddam Hussein has gone against different segment of the society brutally, and he has killed a lot of people. So again, I'll repeat that in dictatorship, the person who comes in power through force from military or any other enforcement agency has no limit of power. The next one is democracy. In democracy, power is shared by all of the people, governed by the people. Means in democracy, the people elect their representative, and means indirectly the people are ruled by their own representatives. There are we can have the example of US, and in this democracy you have the right of freedom of speech. You have human rights. Everyone has actually human right. The media is free to speak against the government, and media is free to object and oppose any decision of the government. But in dictatorship and democracy, media houses are not allowed to speak against the government. So this is the main difference. And democracy is something where the society can evolve for the betterment of the people, because the representative that are being chosen by the people, they will think about the people. And if the representative in democracy, if the representative doesn't fulfill the need of the people, in the next election obviously the people won't vote for them. And in democracy we do have a choice to change the government, but in democracy or dictatorship you have only one ruler or one family rule, which you cannot change and you cannot object. So in democracy and dictatorship, the society doesn't evolve. There aren't good developments in the society. So from after democracy will come to the communist states. In communist states, or the custodians of communist ideology claims that all property is publicly owned, or it is being owned by the people, and the government is responsible to pay each person based on their needs, not their abilities, and all working for the good of overall country. In short, in communist state, people are being paid equally. People are not able to make their own property, because the property is publicly owned, and that's why the government keeps it, all working for the good of overall country. In short, we cannot have a capitalist setup in this communist state, whereas in democracy we can have the capitalist system and we can have our own property. The last one is anarchy. In anarchy means absence of law, no government, rule of the forest, means no rule. So no government means it often occurs after war. Like for example, when there was a war in Afghanistan, after the war no government was left, and people started fighting with each other for power. And in other words, anarchy means without ruler. And state of disorder, in a state where there are proper institutions are working, there is structure, there is a setup, but once the war start and everything is being disturbed, so obviously there won't be any order, and the law won't be executed properly, because once the institutions would collapse, so obviously we won't have an institution to enforce those laws. So its main example is Afghanistan. And if we talk about Afghanistan is facing this anarchy for decades, and they are in war for decades. Anyhow, these were the form of government that we have discussed today, and I hope you would have understood it, and best of luck for the lecture. And if you would be having any queries, you people can ask me when I would be online on the WhatsApp group.